Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is NoahJ456. Welcome to the Easter egg tutorial for Blood of the Dead. I am still reeling after that cutscene and cannot get those images out of my head, dude. That was the saddest cutscene of all time. It is in the description if you guys would like to see it, the entire ending of the map. But that being said, we are going to be teaching you guys today how to solve the entire map from start to finish, including tips on how to beat this as quickly, as easily as possible. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the tutorial. So the first step, just like every single map in Black Ops 4, is to turn on the Pack-a-Punch. To do this, all you need to do is build the shield. If you need any help with this, there's a guide down below in the description. But once you build the shield, absorb 3 zombie souls and shock the portal on the roof to open up the Pack-a-Punch, and then you can continue on with the quest. So the next step is to fill up all 3 dog heads around the map with all of the souls from the zombies, or finish filling this up. If you actually started before Pack-a-Punch, you can do it in any order, but you will have to fill up all 3 dog heads to their maximum, and then eventually you will unlock the Hell's Retriever. Make sure you go underground, grab the Hell's Retriever, and then you are on to the next step. So once you have the Hell's Retriever, head over to the back of the room in the warden's office and hold L2 and see the 3 different numbers on these pieces of paper here. In my game, it was 956. So keep those in mind and head yourself back down the tunnel to the end of the spiral staircase and hit this little wall here with yet another shield blast by killing 3 zombies with the R2 button. So go ahead and input those numbers. Like I said, in my game, it was 956. You'll see those numbers flash to confirm they are correct. This will be the confirmation kind of look that they have. They will all flash, they will all slide back to 0, and then it will activate whatever it activates, which in this case is actually knocking the spoon down from this elevator to the very, very bottom of the ocean where we are going to collect it, but we actually need another shield blast for this. So go ahead, save up some more zombies, get 3 more kills with that key, save up another shield blast, and once you have one ready, go ahead and head over to the docks with your Hell's Retriever. You do have to have the Hell's Retriever for this step, and go ahead and hold L2 and then press R2, shield blast that voltmeter, and you will see the crane rise out of the water. Now you're going to actually notice that it has a skeleton in it this time rather than just a double points or just a piece of an old perk machine or something. You're actually going to notice it has a skeleton, and in that skeleton's hand there's going to be a spoon. So using the Hell's Retriever, once it actually appears over this box, or rather pulls it out of the water and hovers over this box here, you're actually going to throw it through there. It is going to drop the spoon, and you're going to go pick up the spoon from that box. So as you can see, it is right there on the box. I hold square and I get the spoon. So once you have the spoon, you actually don't need to do any more upgrades in the entire game. You don't need to upgrade the Hell's Retriever. You don't need to upgrade the spoon, both of which are possible and will help you in the final boss fight. But honestly, they're not really necessary. At this point, I would focus on doing this next Easter egg steps and then getting a lot of blundergats. So once you have the spoon, head up these stairs in the warden's office, and to the left of the Titan wall by there will be a pretty much blank wall. Now what you need to do is just go ahead and knife this wall with the spoon, and that will create a bunch of random scratch marks all over this wall, meaning that you have done this step correctly, but there's nothing else that you can do for this step. Once you have created those scratch marks, you are done. So basically all we've done up to this point is turn on Pack-a-Punch, acquired the Hell's Retriever, and gotten the spoon. Now, basically you are done with the Easter egg. There is nothing else that you can do until round 17, in which we are going to need a Brutus on round 17. But here are the things that I recommend that you guys do until round 17, because there's basically, this is your setup time. This is the time that you have to get any upgrades you want, to get any guns you want, and to get any perks you want, because everything else from here is going to be a lot more difficult and harder to do than that beginning game stuff. So here's what I recommend, and I would say is necessary for the Easter egg. Number 1, you need to do the free Blundergat Easter egg that lets you get a free Blundergat from the warden's office. If you don't know how to do that, I have a link to that down below in the description. Number 2 is that I would start spinning the box for the rest of the players who don't get the free Blundergat, and go ahead and get them to get Blundergats out of the box. There's a pretty good chance of getting it out of the box. It's not super, super rare like the Kraken is on Voyage. You can pretty much get it very, very easily. So that's number 2 that I would do. Number 3 is that you would need to upgrade the Blundergat into the Magmagat. If you don't know how to do that, again, very, very easy to do, but I'm going to leave a tutorial of that down below in the description, not to clog up this video. So go ahead, get basically as many Blundergats and as many Magmagat upgrades to those Blundergats as you can get. Only one person needs to upgrade to the Magmagat. Everyone else can just go to the little furnace forge thing and forge their own Magmagat as soon as they get a Blundergat. So get that, get fully Pack-a-Punched guns and a fully Pack-a-Punched Magmagat, and basically that's all I can recommend to you guys. Obviously, if you have extra points left over after fully Pack-a-Punch gun, fully Pack-a-Punch Magmagat, is to get perks, basically get anything else you need. You really don't actually need the Hell's Retriever. I think it's just basically a waste of time at this point. You can get it if you want. You can get the Golden Spork as well if you want, but but again, you really don't need them for the Easter egg. You don't need to complete them at all, and I would just recommend getting that magma gat and basically getting a fully packed punched out weapon and then getting perks. That's really all you need for this Easter egg. Get your things leveled up, basically get your specialist weapon leveled up, and we will go ahead and go on to what happens once you actually get to round 17. So at round 17, you're going to need a warden to do the next step. Luckily, there is a way to 100% get a warden in your game to spawn in once per game. So make sure you don't use this before or anything else. Make sure at round 17, you go to this little box and put 666 into the box. The guy will laugh, and then obviously this warden will spawn in. So what you need to do with him is head back over to that wall that we knifed earlier, stand at the back wall, and the warden, pretty much if you've done this right every single time, will do a little lunge attack and basically break everything and kill himself. So head inside this room and hold square on this little guy underneath the drapes, and as you can see, it will basically activate a little mini cutscene, and we're going to be picking up this orb right here. You can watch the cutscene if you want. It's not actually needed, but you will have to let the characters finish speaking before you can do the next step. So go ahead, let the cutscene happen. Go ahead and just enjoy it. It's really, really awesome. It's really, really cool to actually do it in your game. And once the cutscene is over, once the characters are done talking, go ahead and grab this little eyeball or red ball or glowing ball, whatever you want to call it, off of this desk and head back down to the spawn and put it on this map. Now, putting it on this map will actually spawn in the Chronorium over here. Activate that, and you will get another little cutscene, a little in-game cutscene that's really, really cool, in which the bird steals the Chronorium. Now, this bird is going to be your objective for the next 4 rounds, starting with round 17, or the round that you are currently on whenever you're doing this. You can start this next step right away. All you need to do is just watch the bird fly away. He will eventually fly over the top of Alcatraz and disappear into a poof, and basically he has now spawned in somewhere on the map. Now, basically, I could spend the next 10 minutes of this video explaining to you that basically the bird can spawn in every single room in this map. This is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. This bird can spawn in any room in the entire map. There's not a single place that he cannot spawn in. The good news is, however, is that you can see him and, more importantly, hear him when you actually use your spectral shield. So I'm gonna let you guys just listen to this clip of me finding him just to see how easy it is, because basically if you have a headset on, you can hear the direction, the height, you can hear exactly where this bird is from super, super far away. Basically, the easiest way to find this bird is running around the map, just spamming L2 every couple of seconds, and eventually one of you or one of your teammates will hear the bird in one of the spots. I'm gonna let you guys listen to this clip, listen to how clearly you can hear this bird, and you can hear him from way farther away than I actually was in this clip.
Away with you, vermin! Spectral energy at full charge! There is the dirty winged thief!
So as you can see, it is super, super easy to hear. You just hear a caca in the background whenever you take out your shield. Every single time you hold that L2 button, you can hear the caca. And basically, what you need to do is as soon as you activate that bird and he steals the Chronorium, spread your team out around the map, just spam L2 everywhere, and eventually you will find it. Now, basically, once you find it, obviously you do need to shield blast it to send it back to the next round, essentially. So basically, you have to do this for 3 rounds in a row, and you can find 1 bird per round. So the next round, on round 18, go ahead and start hunting again. Look for that bird again, and whenever you find it, shield blast it. So make sure you're constantly filling up your shield blast on this step, and as soon as you find that bird, blast it, and then just end the round. There's nothing else you can do for the round. You just need to find the bird for the next 3 rounds, and then the next one, on the 4th one, the 4th bird that you would possibly find, it is a little bit different. So I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like right now. So for the 4th one, you're not actually going to find a bird itself. You're going to find a sparkling gem that you can only see in your shield vision. So here's what it looks like. Here's what it sounds like, because basically you're gonna hear the bird, and then whenever you find the actual gem, you're gonna hear a man crying. So whenever you find this gym, make sure all of your teammates clear out of the area, because having more than one person in this area actually glitches it out. Make sure they just completely get away from you as much as possible, or whoever is doing this, make sure everyone gets away from them. So whenever you find it, it will be very, very close to this machine. So that's another good way to find it. It'll be close to this little numbers machine. And once again, you want to go ahead and zap it and then change the numbers to 872. It's going to be the same every single game. It doesn't matter which game you're in. You're going to change the numbers to 872, and that will actually spawn a zombie blood. So you're going to grab that zombie blood and head right back to where that was. Take out your shield, and you're going to quickly hold L2 for a second so you can see the bird, and then you're going to throw the tomahawk at the bird, and the bird is going to drop the chronorium. You have to do it kind of quickly, because the bird, basically, if you look at it for too long, or you look at it more than just a second or so, it is actually going to fly away. So hold L2, see the bird, immediately throw the tomahawk, collect the chronorium, and you are on to the next. So once you have the chronorium, head back over to the warden's house and place the chronorium into the warden's lap, and the pages will basically start going crazy. And then you're going to select a page, and that is going to give you a number for which challenge you have. Now, basically, a few notes about these challenges. There are 5 of them. You have to do all 5, and it's basically going to give you a random one that you haven't completed every single time. So if you basically complete the challenge, it's going to complete, and you're going to be able to go on to the next one in the same round. You're going to be able to do it instantly. If you fail any of these challenges, you're going to have to go to the next round, and then the pages will basically start going crazy. As you see here, you will select a new page and get a new challenge. So basically, this is where you go every single time that you need a new challenge. You will go here, and then you will get the number, and then you'll input that number in the same place we've been inputting all the other numbers. So as you can see, my first challenge number is 757. I input that, and as you can see, my friend in the game is actually inputting that number right now. The lighthouse is currently shining at the warden's house, but whenever you input this number to actually start the next challenge, the lighthouse is going to shift its gauge to a new location, and that's going to tell you exactly where your challenge is. So as you can see, the lighthouse just moved. It's pointing over the hill here, and that location is actually the docks. But I'm going to show you guys every single possible challenge, how you beat each possible challenges, tips for beating each possible challenge, and basically, if you complete it, if you do the challenge correctly, you'll see exactly what to do, and you'll be able to go on to the next one. If you fail any of these challenges and the portal disappears, you'll have to go through another round and get to the next round. That being said, that's how all the challenges work. Let's go ahead and get to the actual part of me doing the challenges and showing you guys how to do them in the easiest way possible. So again, these challenges can happen in any order, and the first one I'm going to be showing you guys is the showers challenge. So as you can see, the lighthouse is shining through the wall there. There is a giant light through there, and all you need to do to start each and every challenge is just another shield blast. So hold L2, you will see a giant portal right there, and that is actually starting the challenge, and that portal being there means that that challenge is currently active and going. So basically, whenever this challenge starts, this one is the banjo challenge, and that again takes place in the shower. So the banjo guy will come out of the wall, and this ghost will start playing the banjo, and all you need to do is go up to him, hold square on him, or hold the activate button on him. He will basically stop playing the banjo, and he will offer you the banjo. Now, one of the players must pick up the banjo for themselves. I actually pick it up, and it's on my back right now for all the other players, and whenever I have this banjo in my back, I have to go to this little circle with all of my teammates and basically get as many kills as possible in the shortest amount of time, because eventually, after about a minute to a minute and a half, the banjo will actually start killing the person wearing it slowly, and if you do that, you will fail and have to go to the next round and start up a new challenge, and hopefully not fail the next challenge that you do. It's very, very easy to do. This is probably the easiest challenge to do. Just basically make sure that you kill a bunch of zombies as quickly as possible, and as you can see, as soon as it does get filled up, the blue circle on the floor will go away, and you can actually go ahead and put that banjo back on the guy. The little guitar player, the banjo player, will basically fade back into the wall. You will notice that the portal does a little animation, and then all you need to do next is you need to go over and pick up a tiny, tiny little baby orb on the ground that is actually going to spawn there. One of my teammates actually picked it up. It's basically exactly where the banjo guy plays. It's the same exact orb that we picked up earlier for the earlier Easter egg step. Just pick up that little orb, and you are on to the next step. So another possible challenge that you will have in some order, this may be your first challenge, it may be your fifth, but this is the one right outside the warden's office that the lighthouse doesn't actually reach. You'll see it pointing down, and basically you won't be able to see the portal whatsoever. The portal is kind of invisible because the wall blocks out the light from the lighthouse, but essentially it's the same exact way. Just go ahead and activate this by doing a shock blast on it. Just go ahead and hold L2 to see if it's there, see if that's the one that you got, and all you need to do from that point is go to the cafeteria and get one single zombie kill in there. Obviously we were just killing a bunch of people in there, but you will basically need to anyway, because this next one is an escort step. As you can see, this little zombie will start walking his way through the areas and through the cell block, and there will be a bunch of ghosts cheering him on in the windows and everything. So all you need to do is you just need to protect him and make sure these zombies and dogs and everything that spawns in does not hurt him, because there will basically be an infinite zombie spawner. These guys will really come after him. Make sure you save up your specialist weapon. This is where the Magmagat is absolutely just needed so much. Just shoot it on the ground in front of him, behind him, everything that you can do to stop these zombies from attacking this guy, because as you can see, he will actually take zombie damage, and he will slowly get more and more red. As you can see, he's getting kind of weak on our screen right there, but just keep on firing, keep on keeping him safe. There will be a warden that spawns in toward the end. Again, Magmagat is absolutely essential here to kill that warden very quickly. Just fire one at his feet as he walks over, and the warden will die instantly. But keep on protecting. The zombies will prioritize going for the Magmagat shots over the zombie, so always shoot the Magmagats all the way around him. Use your specialist, and then as you can see, very weak in our game. It's kind of a very hard step, but he will eventually make his way to the portal. He will drop that orb on the ground. As you can see, that is the orb that I was talking about in that previous step. Pick up that orb. You'll hear a little ching sound as you pick it up, and you have completed this challenge. So at this point, you can go over and start your next challenge by getting the next number from the warden's book, or if you fail the challenge and he dies, you will have to end the round, go to the next round, and then start up the next challenge. It could give you the same one. It could give you a completely random one. So that is how you complete challenge number 2. Let's go ahead and get on to the third challenge. So challenge 3 out of 5 is down here at the docks. Again, if it looks like the lighthouse is looking at the docks, head over here, hold down L2, see if there's a portal there. If there is, go ahead and blast it open with that R2 on the shield blast, and then make your way over to the warden's office, and then you're basically going to play a guess and check game with this little beeper right here in Morse code. It doesn't actually matter what the Morse code is. You don't even have to know Morse code whatsoever. It doesn't even matter what you're typing in. Essentially, what you want to do is you want to get a piece of paper and you want to start writing down the code. There is going to be a half-second press, about a half-second press for a short one, and then you want to do a 3+ second press for a long code. So basically, you either are doing a dot or a dash. Again, dot is half a second press. A long one is plus 3 seconds. You could do 10 seconds if you want, as long as it's above 3 seconds. Anything lower than 3 seconds will count as a dot, and you basically just keep on going until the warden laughs. So write down your code. Say if you do a dot and it works and the warden doesn't laugh, write down a dot and then do your next one, and just keep on going. And whenever the warden laughs, that means that whatever you just put in was incorrect. So if you did a dot and the warden laughs, go ahead and mark down a dash on your paper and keep on going. You just keep on going over and over and over. It's just a guess and check game until eventually the warden will not laugh, and then you won't be able to interact with it anymore, and you'll get a quote from your character saying, hey, that looks right, or something along those lines, and you will have completed the step. It's honestly very easy to do. It just takes a little bit of time, so make sure someone is hoarding up the zombies and keeping them away from you, or somebody is protecting you, because if you leave this room, it's a possibility that your code might reset. So stay in this room, knock it out, and then get on to part 2 of this step. So once you complete the Morse code, head up to the infirmary and get a zombie kill with any weapon. It doesn't have to be the key or anything special like that. I was just using the key to get another shield blast, which you should be doing a lot during this Easter egg. And get one single kill up here, and this little ghost zombie will spawn. And once again, all you need to do to activate this ghost zombie is you need to shield blast him. He will appear out of thin air, and as you can see, there he is. He's so beautiful. And he will just stand there. And now at this point, what you need to do is you need to get all of your players on the team up here to go ahead and press square on this ghost zombie and then start killing zombies around him. Everybody needs to press square all at once and then just start killing zombies all around the ghost zombie, and he will basically get enough souls and he will kind of bind to a player that he will follow for the rest of the game, or until you fail the step by taking too long. Essentially, he will bind to this player, and he will, as long as he has been fed enough souls, he will just keep on following this player. As long as he kind of has enough gas from souls in the engine, he will keep on following this player, and you need to lead him all the way down through the gondola, take him down the gondola to the docks, and then whenever you get down to the bottom of the docks, lead him over to this portal, hold square on him once again, and he will actually enter this portal, and this will complete the step. Spawn on the little orb that you need. Once again, make sure you pick up that orb, and then, these orbs are very important. If you forget the orbs, you're going to have to go back later and pick them all up, so make sure you pick them up now. It will complete the step, and you'll be good to go for the next challenge. Again, this is just a little friendly reminder that in between each of the challenges that you get, they will be in a random order. Keep in mind that you do have to go back to the warden every single time, hold square to stop the pages from turning, and get a new code and input it in between every single one. It doesn't do it automatically. You have to do this every single time. So once again, after activating a new challenge, one of the possible ones that you can get is over here in the powerhouse that the lighthouse is shining on. So once again, blast open that portal with the shield blast and head over to the old building 64 power room, and you're gonna hold square on this little sparking generator in the back right of the room. Now, you're going to be playing a Simon Says game here that basically resets every time. It's not one that builds on itself. It starts with 1, so as you can see, that light lit up. I go over, I hold square, and that lights up, and that is completed. So it will basically reset, and there will be a new order every single time. It's not one that builds on itself. So as you can see, this one is just starting with this one and also ending with this one. It's the first 2 hits. And you're gonna have to do this from 2 numbers, or rather 1 number all the way up to 5 numbers. So the very last one will be 5 numbers. As you can see here, this is me completing the 5 number kind of order of it. So just again, memorize it, know exactly where these are. They actually line up with these little pieces of paper. That's actually where the activation sign is. Just hold square in this general vicinity. It should light up. And once you complete it, you actually need to make a huge note and make sure you run around and see which 3 generators are lit up. One of them will start blinking, and that means that the lights are about to go away. Ignore the one that is blinking. You need to see which 3 generators are lit up. You will have to fail the step and restart if you do not know which 3 generators lit up. So make note of which 3 generators lit up in your game. They will be different than my game. And take those generators, and then you're going to get on your piece of paper and write the exact symbols. And I mean, when I say exact, I mean exact, because these things are very similar and very easy to confuse with each other. Draw the exact symbol on those 3 generators that lit up at the very end after you completed it. Write down those exact 3 symbols and make sure you have them. If you don't get them, you will have to fail this challenge, restart again, and get a new 3 symbols. But write these down, make sure they're detailed, or make sure you take a picture, and then come over to this punch card on the table and pick up this punch card next to these candles. This will be needed for the other step, which is going to be on the other side of the island at the original power station. So make your way over to the other side of the island, insert the punch card into this machine, and there's going to turn on a bunch of different monitors that are going to tell you the matching pair to your symbols. So basically, find your exact symbol. This one here is my symbol. So I switch it by holding square on the monitor, and I find the actual matchup for the symbol that I had on the other side of the map. So this one is another matchup for my symbol. So that is another replacement. That is now my new symbol that I'm going to use for the finale of this step. This is not my symbol, and this one over here is not my symbol. This one here is my symbol. So I switch that monitor. I see what the correlation is. It doesn't really matter if you switch these monitors or not. All that matters is what the correlation of each one of these steps is. So basically, find the correlating symbol to each and every one. These are my new 3 symbols that I'm going to care about and really use, and I'm going to go over to the power station and look right here. So as you can see, each one of these levers at the power station has a corresponding symbol as well, and I need to find my 3 symbols. So that was 1 that I shot back there, there is 2, and there is 3. So basically, there's going to be a little guy going around to these levers, and you basically just need to watch him, and whenever he goes around and kind of like touches the lever of your corresponding symbol, you need to make sure to zap him. So the first one that I'm gonna zap him on is the one that I'm standing next to right there. So I'm just waiting for him to go over to that, and as soon as he gets there, as soon as he just starts fidgeting around with it, you're actually going to zap him, and then he is going to become visible. You can actually take away your shield and still see him, and then he's going to yoink that lever. So that is 1 out of 3 done. That is one of my 3 symbols, and basically you just need to keep on going. He's now at my 2nd symbol, so once again I just zap him, and as you can see, he becomes visible, and he actually pulls this lever, and there you go. You were done with 2 out of the 3 levers. Now if you mess this up, if you tell him to yoink a lever that is incorrect, he will disappear. The portal behind you will disappear, meaning that you have failed the step, and you will have to do this again another time. But as you can see, I'm waiting for him to come over to the correct of the levers. There's basically only 2 levers here that you're not pulling, and you need to not just pull the other 2 incorrect ones. So if you really wanted to, you could guess this. There's nothing you really have to do for the step, but I recommend, of course, that you do that because you have to get pretty darn lucky to do it. So anyway, as you can see, the 3rd one will get pulled. There's going to be a little orb that spawns right underneath his feet. I actually didn't pick up the orb, my friend did in this game, but the orb is going to spawn right underneath where he disappears right after he pulls the last lever, and it's going to be right on the ground. So make sure you grab that orb that was sitting right there a second ago before he picked it up, and you are on to the next and final challenge here. So the final location is New Industries. This could be the first one in your game. I don't really know. It just depends on how lucky you are and how unlucky you are. But once again, this one is over here. So for this one, if you get this one, have somebody train up the entire horde and just run them in circles in cafeteria. Trust me, you will die a lot and probably fail the game on this step. Not just the challenge, but you will all die if you try to do this one just all willy-nilly like. So this is basically how this one is done. You need to get a kill in D block or the library. Basically, in the old Mob of the Dead spawn, you need to get a kill. Just like the other one, you had to get a kill in order for this ghost to show up, and as soon as you get a kill, you are able to see him and then shield blast him. So basically make sure you do that, and now that you have him kind of revealed and visible, he will start walking. Now in a few seconds he will actually turn invisible again, and basically what he does is that he goes to pick up a spork, which he's actually going to use to murder another kind of ghosty zombie boy. So as you can see the spork without seeing him in spirit mode, and basically the idea of this is that you need to get consecutive shield shield blast, you need to have a lot of shield blasts stored up, and you need to have a lot of shield blasts kind of like at the ready, and you need to constantly be shield blasting him and then holding R2 on him to suck his energy out with the key. Basically, he has a huge health bar. It is a absolutely massive health bar that can only be drained by blasting him with the shield and then holding down R2 on the key. So this is exactly what you do. Blast him, he becomes visible to the naked eye. When he's visible to the naked eye, start holding down R2 and you're just slowly draining that health bar. There's nothing you can do to make it go faster. It's actually terrible if you have other zombies here, but as you can see, he will go invisible yet again, and whenever he goes invisible again, you just blast him again and keep holding that R2 button and just keep on doing this over and over and over. Only one person at a time can actually hold R2 on him, so it's just a matter of time before he gets to his location and actually kills his target here. So basically what our strategy was here is that we had one person train up the entire round, and we had the other two players just constantly killing those two zombies to kind of refresh our shield charges over and over and over, and basically we would take turns blasting him and then holding that R2. As you can see, he's getting more and more red. That means his health is going down, and as soon as he becomes pure red and actually doesn't go invisible anymore, you know where you are done with this. So the best way that we did this is basically we would just try to stand in his path and stop him from going any farther. As you can see, he is shielding him, my friend is shielding him. I am not able to key him at all and basically suck any of his energy out. So basically my job was to be just to stop him in his tracks and then just do the damage, and he would just constantly kill the zombies, refresh his shield charge over and over and over, and basically just slowly drain his energy. As you can see, it takes a whole lot of draining. If you try to do this in the middle of the round, you probably are going to die, and it's a bad idea. I just recommend one player trains up and the other players just slowly get their shield refreshes over and over and over, and just keep them trapped in a certain location, keep sucking him up, and then eventually he will become pure red. As you can see, he is now visible to the naked eye. He no longer goes invisible anymore, and at this point, you are free to let him wander into the new industries where he is going to actually attempt to make his killing. But if you use the trap before he gets into this room, it will easily dispatch of him and he will be able to die. So if he's not completely visible before he walks in this room, he is not going to die by this trap. You need to make sure he's completely visible and he's able to die. But just use the trap. He will walk through the trap. He will die. He will drop that little coin and you will instantly complete the challenge. And now, if you've completed all your other challenges, you are ready for the boss fight. If this is your first challenge, obviously you have to go complete all the other ones. But now it is time for boss fight, and it is time to get your final preparations ready and get into this boss fight and teach you guys how this works. So at this point, you should have all 5 of the red stones. So all you need to do is make your way to the bottom of this area. There will be the one stone on the map that you put on there initially to get the chronorium a couple of steps ago, and then you will put all 5 of the stones on from the challenges. Now at this point, you are ready to go into the boss fight, and whenever you are ready, once again, all I recommend is all of your perks, fully upgraded magma gat, a refreshed shield, a fully good to go shield, and finally a fully pack-a-punched weapon. And you will need a pack-a-punch weapon, not just a magma gat. You'll mostly be using the magma gat, but you will need a part for this. Go ahead, hold square on that body to actually activate the boss fight. You will go through a lot of cutscenes. I'm skipping all the cutscenes and everything like that. I'm just getting to the parts where I show you how to beat it. You can watch the cutscenes for yourself, but you will see this little bird actually release you from your cell. So at this point, if you forgot to buy a shield, you can go ahead and buy it there. The bird will hover over all of your equipment for a second. Make sure you do not forget your equipment, because otherwise you'll literally just have a shield and you will probably die a horrible death if you literally just have your shield out. So make sure you pick up all your equipment before going down the stairs, not like basically the opposite of what I'm doing here. The bird will basically follow the warden and he will be kind of like lurking around, and you basically want to pick up your equipment before this. So go back up to this little box, pick up your equipment. You'll get literally everything that you had back, all of your perks, all of your guns, everything will be back to the way it was, and then you can refresh your shield if you forgot to do that before. So go ahead, head down the hallway, and then you're just basically going to kill a bunch of dogs that spawn in. It's very easy. You make the catwalk run with a bunch of dogs, really not a big deal whatsoever, and then you get to the end. You get one more cutscene, and then you get spawned into this room. So once you are in this room, all you need to do is head up to the very top. Once you're at the top, the door will open, the boss fight will start, and let's talk about how you actually beat the boss fight.
Get that portal open.
So once you get into the boss fight itself, it is actually very easy if you set up like I told you to. Essentially, the first thing you want to do whenever you spawn in is you want to get 2 full shield blast charges, because you're going to need these shield blast charges, and somebody, at least one person on your team, is going to need to shield blast the machine in the middle after every single phase, and it helps a little bit to clear zombies from around you if you shield blast whenever Warden does his attack. I'll show you guys what that looks like in just a second here. So let's go ahead and get started and show you guys what exactly you need to do. Essentially, there's a set number of zombie spawns. It's not like Voyage where there's infinite zombie spawns and you have to kill the bosses. In this one, you literally have to kill every single zombie that spawns and every single dog that spawns, but focus on killing the Brutuses first. I think the spawns are basically infinite until you kill all the Brutuses, and then you have to kill everything else. So basically, if you have the Magma Get, if you set up like I told you to, basically just shoot it on the ground in front of the Brutus, make sure he runs over the Magma Get charge, he will pretty much die instantly, and then just shoot Magma Get whenever you need to, because after every single phase, you will get a Carpenter and a max ammo, and you want to pick these up as soon as possible because they do actually disappear. It's not like other boss fights where the ammo is just sitting there forever and you can pick it up whenever you want. No, these things actually disappear. So as soon as you see them spawn, go ahead, take a few seconds if you want to, but make sure you pick those up before they despawn. And eventually, the Brutus will do an attack like this. They will create an orb around him, and you need to get inside of the orb, and then not with the Magma Get. I can't stress this enough. Not with the Magma Get. The Magma Get does not do damage to these little orbs that spawn around him. With your normal gun, shoot into the orbs, do as much damage as you can to the orbs, break all 3 of them, or maybe there is 4 of them in 4-player. I haven't actually played 4-player yet, but just break every single orb that spawns in. It should be very, very easy if you are on the ball with getting to them. Make sure you blow these up, because if you don't, he will basically kill all of you instantly. Make sure you kill all of these. As soon as all 4 of them are broken, go ahead and shield blast. This will help to clear the zombies from around you and do a little bit of damage to him, and then he will basically disappear. You'll have a few seconds where the fog closes in from every single direction in this area, and you need to shield blast the very, very top of this machine in the middle, and you basically just need to repeat that 3 times. That's essentially the entire boss fight. It's really, really easy to do. Nothing changes whatsoever. The only thing that changes is after the 3rd one, at the very, very end, basically Richtofen will get put into this machine. You guys probably saw the cutscene this. He will get put into this machine, and the Richtofen of the game will basically be transported into the original room where you guys entered the boss fight, and he will have a little cutscene. Everybody else will basically just have to run around and survive. There's nothing you have to do. Literally, all you have to do is just avoid the giant electric Brutus and survive until Richtofen gets back. And all you do if you are Richtofen is you just go up and you enter the boss fight arena in the exact same way that you got in the first place. You will actually instantly end the boss fight if you are Richtofen, and then you will get the cutscene. It is as easy as that. It's probably one of the easier boss fights that we've actually had. It is super, super sick. It's an awesome boss fight, but it is really not that difficult if you set up like I told you to, and you bring in basically as many Magma Gats as you can. Magma Gats make this thing incredibly easy. It one-shots the Brutuses. You really don't have to worry about anything, and it's just an incredible way to go. So that is about it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. This should be a very, very easy way to get the achievement Most Escape Alive. The cutscene, as I don't even need to say, is absolutely incredible and so sad at the same time. So if you guys haven't seen it, there will be a link down below in the description to check that out. And that is about it for me, guys. There's really nothing else I can help you with. Good luck on this run. It is probably the easiest of the 3 Easter eggs to do. So you guys will really, really enjoy this one. I think this was a fantastic Easter egg with just an absolutely incredible ending. I hope you guys enjoyed. So anyway, hope you guys loved this. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, turn on post notifications, all that good stuff. I will see you guys in the next video.